this woman laid already.
So we get Simon and the Lords just plotting,
Mm-hmm.
Scheming. He's just like, well, we're about to sit down for some lunch as the baby lords come in with little lunch pails full of money. Like, all of the money. Jeff goes home, and now he understands his dog. Because his dog barked, and he hears him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a weird voice that says, but thankfully there's also closed captioning. Yeah. And then he's like, I can understand you. And then and he's like talking to the dog. So that's cool. This is what happens. He just randomly gets.
Yeah,
this is what
he's basically, he's not Meteor Man. He's MacGuffin Man.
Yeah,
he has whatever power helps the plot at this moment. We never explain what he's got. It's just, hey, this power is going to either A, make the crime fighting work, or B, make a joke work. Then he's got the power. So he is MacGuffin Man.
So he tells Mike that I got powers. He's like, you crazy.
You crazy, man.
So he gives him, because he's got some magazines coming to him because he was in the hospital for a while.
Jet magazine.
Jet magazine. Give me the Jet. He's like, okay, you haven't seen this one. So he touches the book, and he explains what's in the book, and he's just like, man, you got power. And then they figure, they find out,
it only works
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Which are like, wow, that sucks.
I'm like, that's not a long time.
That is not. And then I had an immediate thought. Just hold the book.
Yeah.
Just hold the book.
Or just touch it again, immediately.
Just hold the damn thing.
They go with that joke actually gets paid off at the end of the movie.
It does.
When he thinks he's grabbing the same book twice, and he isn't.
He's not. But again, that would be my move of just all right, well, I'll just have the book in my pocket, and then touch it when I need. But nope, not happening.
So we get Marvin. I guess he's in an apartment? Because he's shown to be a vagrant.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not quite sure, because, he looks like he's homeless, but he seems to have a home.
So he's the one that found the other piece of the rock, so he's touching it, and then, he can see up. He's basically watching the upstairs neighbor's TV.
Yeah.
And then this is where Phase on Love comes in, and he's, explaining, his kid's Nintendo, but he calls it a Hindindu. He's like, I told you to have those kids not play the Hindindu on my TV when I'm home. And I'm like, that is just a dad thing.
Yeah.
To get the name of the game wrong. And
not just that, but my dad actually used to say all the time that let's just call it the Hindindu. Yeah. He used to say that actually is going to break the TV. He used to say it all the time.
He's got that Hindindu's going to break this TV.
Yeah. It was just a thing. And they're like, oh, it's bad for the TV. It's going to break it. And it's like, how?
I know what I'm calling Nintendo from now on.
Yeah, it's a Hindindu.
So we get Ted and the Lords, where they beat him up, but not that bad.
No, they kind of just...
They, rough him up
a little bit.
He's in a wheelchair, and he's got a bit of a shiner, but, I
gotta tell you.
He destroyed a good number of money. That crack rock was probably expensive.
Yeah, look, that's the thing. This gang, I gotta tell you, they look menacing. Blonde hair aside. But they don't really do much.
Well, they do later on. It's too little too late, because he's already got powers. Mm-hmm. There's a teacher's meeting, and what's his name? God, the name's escaping me.
Of who?
For Mr. Little, the white teacher.
Oh, fuck.
Guy from Princess Bride.
Yeah, Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn. He's just like, this kid, he's wrecking my car.
Yeah.
And Jefferson's just trying to, set him straight, and no, it's okay. These kids are our future. These kids are, as he's looking in the hallway, watching them rob lockers.
Yeah.
This kid although he's looking in the exact same spot, and he sees the kid destroy the kid stealing out of lockers, and then the kid destroying the car outside the parking lot.
Again, the X-ray vision now is much more powerful, because apparently it goes through all that shit to go outside now.
Now, there's a female teacher that tries to help him out because he gets befuddled by what he's seeing.
Yes.
And he looks at her kind of lovingly.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't go anywhere.
Nope.
I don't even know if you see her a couple times later.
Yeah, but it never.
She gets a new boyfriend.
Yeah, this is one of those plot holes that just doesn't kind of go anywhere. It's like, oh, all right, I guess we're done with this.
So he takes out the Lords accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to the building to confront him again.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny Lister punches him in the face.
Yep.
And breaks his whole arm. From the knuckles to the fucking shoulder, breaks his arm. Writhes in pain. Ah!
That is the most impressive thing I've ever heard of, because that is the weird, do you know how hard you would have to be punching to break your hand and then have it reverberate up your arm and all that shit. Because he was, later on, the rest of the movie...
in an arm cast.
You see him in a full arm cast. That's fucking impressive.
So they try to run him over.
Mm-hmm.
He puts his hand on the hood of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Car stops immediately, and the two guys go flying out. And he's just like, "Seatbelt, guys! You gotta wear seatbelts." Like he doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, he knows he has powers, but he doesn't really.
He doesn't know what they're gonna do.
He doesn't put two and two together of like, oh, I have powers, and these are my powers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he figures it out later, of course, but
does he? Because we never do.
They hit him with a drive-by in the next scene. So he's going to class
in a kids movie,
and they drive up and they straight up murder him. Like they shoot him up, and he's fucking arms flailing, like getting riddled with bullets. Middle of the day.
Yep.
They drive away like, we got him, haha, and they're like,
no, we didn't.
And then he's getting up. He's just like, what the?
What just happened?
No, you saw Goldilocks. I hit him with the full clip.
Yeah.
Like, well, just go back. And then he's running, and then he just starts taking off.
The trailer image, basically, the biggest part from the trailer is he just starts running upward, basically.
And then he, like, lands on a light pole, and they just stop the car. He's like, did he just,
we needed to go back.
Did he just,
Yeah. And they're just like, we need to go. And they just sort of...
Just start the car, Mario!
Yeah, they just peace out, and they're like, okay, I don't know how to explain this.
Cut to him accidentally being a peeping Tom.
Again, family picture, like, this chick's in her underwear. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I'm like, oh, is this more of his X-ray vision? Because I didn't...
No, she's like legit.
Well, I know that after, but
legit.
like, at first I'm like, what the hell? And then she's freaking out because he's there, and I'm like, I'm sorry. My first question is, how'd you get on the light pole, sir?
Yeah,
you know?
She'd be like, how did he climb?
Yeah, like, how did you get up there?
So, boyfriend chases him.
Mm-hmm.
He, whoa.
Why are you afraid of him now?
Falls, hits the ground,
yeah,
and splits the entire street.
Makes an earthquake.
They said, he's like, did you see it on the news? Biggest one in D.C. They felt it in Baltimore.
And yet he was still afraid of the big dude with the bat.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Really?
Well, he's like a scaredy cat. He has all these powers, but he's still like, I don't want to get beat up, even though, like, if this guy punches me, his whole arm is going to break.
Ask Tiny. He'll tell you.
The Lords don't know how to make heads or tails of it.
No. Well, they don't believe them at first.
Well, like, Goldilocks is telling him, like, he flew.
Yeah.
And Simon's like, that's not possible. What do you mean?
Well, in all fairness, Simon's right.
Also, it's just like he survived the bullets because he has a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And they're like, I don't know, boss.
Dude.
You weren't there.
As Wu-Tang says, man, protect your head and neck. They didn't shoot for it, so it's all in them.
And now the building wants him to help everybody. Like, not just everyone in the community, other cities.
Wasn't that the weird... Okay, so that was the weird sentence that made no fucking sense to me. Because this was about the time when the mom said, like, you know, you gotta... Don't tell anyone, but you gotta help the community, right? Like, make sure.
No, he tells his mother not to say anything. Don't say anything. I thought it was the other way around
because I swear that she said, "Don't tell anyone."
No.
And then she turned around and told the fucking entire community.
After he takes out the Lords.
Yeah.
The first time when Tiny Lister breaks his arm.
Right.
That's when he's like, "Don't tell anyone." And then she immediately
she just tells the entire community.
And then she gives the mom line, "Well, I'm just so proud of you."
Yeah, I'm just proud of you, baby.
So you got to help everyone. We're gonna put a Meteor Man phone in your house, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, I wanted that phone because that phone is dope.
Well, see, I wanted the bat phone, so we grew up in different times.
And he's just like, no, I don't want to help anyone because again, he has all these powers, but at the end of the day, he's a fraidy cat. Mm-hmm. Like he does not want to do anything.
No.
And then and then this is where the tone shifts. This is the thing about this film. This happens a couple times, where it's this funny comedy, he's a peeping Tom, whatever. He comes home, and they beat the shit out of Mrs. Walker.
Yeah, like, shit gets real for a minute.
Like, they come in, and, like, you hear, like, the music's sad, and, like, the EMTs are just like, man, we're always getting called in this neighborhood. And
they're talking to James Earl Jones, who's also saying, like, you know, like, I didn't hear anything.
And then the news leaves.
Yeah.
And then even the reporter's like, there's a story like this every other day. Like, it's a commentary, obviously, on inner city violence. And then, like, Mr. Moses breaks down like, I saw everything, and he's crying because he saw them beat this woman, and he didn't do anything because everyone in this community is terrified of the Lords.
Yeah, because they're a gang, and gangs are fucking scary.
And that's when he's just like, this is never going to happen again.
Yeah.
I'm never going to let this happen again. And then we get a costume montage. Very next scene, and it's like comedy because they're like all funny looking costumes.
Which is so. Again, I don't know what kind of movie he's trying to make.
He's like, I have no evidence. Like one of his costumes has like cameras on it. I have no evidence. Now I have evidence.
I mean, pre-cell phone, not a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But
and then obviously he settles with his proper one you see in the film. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a solid outfit. Although I will give it credit more so than anything else. It looks homemade, which is always what bugs me about every superhero costume you see when they've clearly made it themselves, but it clearly was made by a fucking Hollywood studio.
Yeah.
Like every time Superman comes out with a costume that his mom made, you're just like, bullshit.
Yeah.
There is no way his mother made that.
So he's like, well, I hope he gets rid of his fear of heights, because he's flying, but he's flying like a foot off the ground.
Another thing I remember from the trailer.
As he's like turning the corner.
Yeah.
He takes out Crackdens. Biz Marquee makes a cameo.
Oh, doesn't he call... Oh, what does he call them?
Crack boy.
Crack boys.
No, like,
yes.
no, like somebody tries to attack me. He's like, get off me, crack boy. Bam! And he like throws him up.
The word crackhead is never uttering my mouth again. It's now, from now on, you're a crack boy.
And then he
that's how that
he
works.
does another superpower he finds, or he just like the Superman thing where he just blows all the crack everywhere. Pays off later.
To me, that just sounds like, if you're blowing all the crack everywhere, isn't that just like burning marijuana?
Because
doesn't that just help you?
Because when the Lord show up and go, what happened? They're just all high as a kite. They just go, bah! Because they're all in their underwear.
Yeah, well, because that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Because again, another thing of like, wow, that's a lot of realism we're having in this kid's movie.
Yeah, they're all in their underwear
doing
doing crack cocaine.
Because, they don't want them stealing their shit. And it's like, do kids need to know this? We can have them clothed. We really can.
He stops a robbery. And then he solves the gang problem. Well, another gang problem. Not the Lord's.
Hang on. This is where we get into the issues of like the just we're not going to bother mentioning it again. This is where he gets over. He's already over his fear of heights.
Yeah,
because he stops the robbery that is on like the top of a building at a fire escape, and he's now okay with heights.
Yeah,
and we never bothered it. So then, but then he does this weird ass shit that just fucking. I'm like, what the hell? So after he deals with these criminals, his way of escaping is just most massive backflipping away. Yeah. The fuck?
Yeah, he's a show-off.
How do you... What? Huh?
Well, you know what? If you came over your fear of flying by flight...
Would I fly that way? No.
Some people would. Because you want to show off.
But...
I don't know.
It just seems so fucking strange to me. And I'm like, first of all, you're backflipping. You're going to hit something. It's going to happen.
In this movie, strange is a regular occurrence.
I'm aware, but I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't point it out.
So we get the Bloods and the Crips working together, mind you, to
fix the community.
To fight the cops. No, they're fighting the cops together.
That's right. Yeah, which, nope.
So he flies down. They're shooting him. Both the cops and the gang are shooting him.
Yeah, and the gangs are on the same side. Nope.
Nobody's hitting him in the head, by the way. Like, all these bullets are flying. You're saying one's not going to catch him in the...
Yeah.
No? All right, fair enough.
Again, like, nobody listens
So
to
he's like, put your weapons down. And then they do.
And they do,
because they're just like, well, we just shot this guy, so let's just do what he says.
In all fairness, he also flew in, so I'd be a little like, all right.
And then he basically just like, can we just talk? Because he's like, I need someone from both sides.
Yeah.
And so Be Real comes
in. Be Real just fucking pimps in, like,
and some random cop comes in, and they basically just hash it out.
And again, can Be Real speak for the Crips? Or was he the Blood? I don't know which one he was.
I think he was
Blood or a Crip.
I think it was
Can he speak for them?
No, because there was a Crip guy next to him.
So then anything. I guess that was one of the guys from Naughty by Nature. Yeah. I don't know. I only know one song from them, but it's a great song.
So he basically solves that problem.
Okay. He solves half the gang problem. And then this sort of comes in later on. I'm not going to lie, but like my whole thing is, okay, so you got the two biggest inner city gangs in the world, the Bloods and the Crips. Why wouldn't they just gang up and fucking kill the Lords themselves?
I don't know. Well, obviously it's I guess established in Washington D.C. is Golden Lords territory.
Yeah, I'm still pretty sure numbers beat out fucking fancy ass hair.
And last time I checked, I don't think the Bloods and Crips have a fucking baby and junior division.
I would think not. I would think not. Well, they might. You don't know. They're not merchandised, so
they're not merchandised. So we get John Witherspoon in like an amazing cameo.
Because it's John Witherspoon, and anytime you put him on it, it is magic.
So they say they have an interview with the Meteor Man, and it's him just in dish gloves and a cape. Going, I'm the Meteor Man.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, but you're like a known criminal. He's like, no, I changed my life, and I'm fighting